Reviewing all 31 books I read in the month of August. Part 2. The Sublet by Greer Hendricks is a short story kind of mystery. Anne is a ghostwriter slash novelist, and she basically moves into this sublet, and there's just something weird about this place, and she kind of has to figure it out. Bound by Blood by Jessica M. Butler. This is a part of the Starry Kingdoms of the Fae collection, which is a series of standalone novellas that are set in fantasy worlds with Fae. So we basically follow Erin and Raoul. Erin runs a soup cottage. She runs into Raoul, who is a fae, basically running after this little dog creation he's made, and she basically fights him to kind of keep custody of the dog because he was gonna, not off the dog, but use him in a spell. And he basically couldn't do that because he became a real dog. He was like a spirit or something. I'm finding this really hard to explain, but it is pure cozy romantasy. Same time next year by Tessa Bailey. This is another sports hockey romance. I thought that this book was a really well-developed book considering it was only 130-ish pages. I felt like it hit every single romance book plot point just without a ton of extra fluff. Britta is a bartender slash waitress and also the half-sister of one of Sumner's teammates, and they basically need to get married so that he can stay in the country. The next book I read, which is my only 5-star read for this whole challenge, was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is the first Taylor Jenkins Reid book I have ever read, and I adored it. I listened to it on audiobook. I really wasn't sure if I was going to like this or not, just because I knew it probably read more litfic-y, and it definitely did. However, I think listening to it on audiobook really helped. It is an LGBTQ romance slash litfic set in the 1970s, 1980s in the NASA space programs. The Ex-Wives Club by Sally Hepworth. This is a part of the Alibis collection. This is an interesting little murder mystery. I just don't know if I would ever read it again. This chef gets killed in his restaurant, and every Friday or Saturday night, 3 of his ex-wives come to visit. Love and Other Killers by Bryn Weaver. I did not make the connection that this was a part of the Ruinous Love trilogy, which I have not read. It's a really cute novella, kind of like an epilogue after you read those books from what I gather. Definitely check the trigger warnings on that one though. The Skydivers by Chris Bojalian. I don't want to give too much away because it's kind of a mystery. Pete is a brother and he comes home because his dad had recently died. That's all I'm going to say for that one. False Note by David Lagerkrantz was not my favorite. I didn't vibe with his writing style nor the characters in this one. Definitely felt very male oriented. You're following William, whose dad is a famous opera singer. There's a lot of domestic violence in this book, which I don't vibe with. Wasn't for me. Good Neighbors by Chad Zunker. Basically, we're following this woman, Kara, whose friend Mindy is thinking that her husband is having an affair. So Kara promises to kind of stay vigilant, and it leads to this whole mess. This one definitely had more thrillery elements. It could definitely translate well on screen. Small Things by Wanda M. Morris. We follow a woman named Hannah who is a stay-at-home wife, and she finds solace in her world by making jewelry without her husband knowing. It's kind of a sad book. It made me angry for her. So that is all for this part. Make sure you follow for the next one.